Hey, brokers, listen, honestly, do yourself a favor. Check out Broker Plus as a solution for you. It's an LOS, a POS, and a CRM. It's all cloud-based, and I know that you've seen this before, but it has so much more incredible utility, and it's user-friendly. Oh, also, it integrates with Lender Price. There's lenders in there with pricing that you're probably not even aware of. So look at this as a solution or alternative to what you guys have right now. It might be better for you. You deserve a demo. Give yourself 15, 20 minutes to see if it is that solution. All you have to do to figure it out is click this banner right over there. So in little old Vacaville, California, where we live, it's going to be 108 degrees today. It's also going to be dry as a German comedian and windy as a Chicago politician, meaning, well, it wouldn't surprise me if we caught on fire today, because it now happens basically every single year. Not to mention, I just realized that the Western fire season coincides with the Eastern hurricane season and starts right after the Midwest tornado season. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? All of which, unfortunately, looks to have really fruitful seasons. So why are we bringing this up today?
Because it's the National Insurance Crime Bureau's Contractor Fraud Awareness Week, and the area of fraud that really affects housing is the time immediately following the aforementioned natural disasters. Did you know that fraudulent claims cost insurers between $4.6 and $9.2 billion extra in disaster claims in 2021? A cost that's eventually passed down to consumers by way of insurance premiums.
And by their estimates, the NICB believes that fraud adds between 5 and 10% to the total claims following a disaster. In a similar study by the FBI, in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, the agency found that fraudulent claims cost the government $6 billion of the $80 billion in reconstruction funds.
According to the NICB, when it comes to bad contractors, quote, after most disasters, these shameful contractors use well-rehearsed predatory practices to exploit stressed disaster victims when they are at their most vulnerable. As a result, survivors pay these bad actors who do little or no work. So here's the deal.
Best practices. If you didn't request the contractor, reject them. Get 3 written estimates, check credentials, contact your insurer, and make sure your contract estimate states prices for labor and materials. And if they fail to do this, you turn their butts in. Now you can do so by going to the National Insurance Crime Bureau. Now listen guys, we do this a lot on the show. We give you talking points that are intentional by design to help you with pertinent messaging for your database. We are free, daily content and coaching platforms intended to help you be better with what you do. So seriously, take the 15 minutes or whatever it takes and use this timely topic to stay in touch with your sphere of influence, because there's deals in there that you're missing out on right now by not staying in touch with them.
The FHFA just announced equitable housing finance plans for Fannie and Freddie.
Which is kind of funny when you think about it, because what I hear you saying is Fannie and Freddie did not have an equitable housing finance plan prior to June 8th of this year. Doesn't make sense.
Whatever. According to the FHFA Acting Director Sandra L. Thompson, the equitable housing finance plans represent a commitment to sustainable approaches that will meaningfully address the racial and ethnic disparities in home ownership and wealth that have persisted for generations. We look forward to working with the enterprise lenders, and other housing industry participants to further develop the ideas described in these plans.
Now, in particular, according to the plan, it's designed to uplift Black and Latino communities. The activities of the plan include, but are not limited to,
consumer education initiatives for renters and homeowners, credit reporting to help tenants build credit profiles and enable better access to financial services, expanding counseling services to support housing stability, deploying technology to improve access to sustainable credit and fair home appraisals, and special purpose credit programs to address barriers in sustainable home ownership.
Does that sound like this initiative has any bite or teeth whatsoever that is going to help anybody? Because it sounds to me that the FHFA is running down things that they've been involved with that don't necessarily have any real chance of helping anyone achieve home ownership. Example in what they just said: education for renters and homeowners. Every single initiative in the history of HUD and the GSEs, every single one of them for decades, has included education initiatives, and we are none the better for it at this point. They go on to say deploying technology to improve access to sustainable credit. I mean, what the hell does that even mean? Expanding counseling services to support housing stability. Chalk that one up to the education thing. Every initiative, every time, and all the while homeownership rates are dropping off a cliff. Listen, these are not practical solutions for complex problems. These aren't solutions at all. And the only reason I bring this up, and I'm a bit bit irritated is because the brain trust at the FHFA is too smart to be this dumb. And I truly believe this is put out for our consumption and not really to help anybody. The breadth of this initiative can best be summed up with a Bill Shakespeare quote. The FHFA Equitable Housing Finance Plan is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Now, is that a bit much? Maybe it is. I don't think so. But if you do, tell me why I'm wrong.